morning, everyone. Oh, well, Mercury retrograde and Mars retrograde is all about it. So let's see. Well, Mercury, there are lots of echoing, lots of things. Good morning, good morning, good morning. The puppy of light, Buddy, is right here with me. Say hi, Bud. Yeah, waggy, waggy. There he is. Puppy of light, Bud. Buddy Love, named after Buddy the Elf. Yeah, because we got him 2014, November 1st. So he's our love baby for Christmas. So we named him after Buddy the Elf. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're here, say hello. I want to say, see you. Hey, Rose. Rose, I'm so thinking of you right now. Oh my gosh, I saw on the news. Now I know that the news kind of goes, oh my God, everybody be scared. But I did see that South Dakota, where you are, Rose, got oodles of snow. I'm quasi jealous because I like snow, but I'm not sure if I wanted that much snow. We have a friend in Wisconsin who was Darren was talking to him, and he was like, I'm just in from shoveling feet of snow. I will be honest, after living in New York most of my life, my growing up years, I was I don't miss the shoveling. So I always say that Nashville snow is ornamental because usually it snows and then it goes away by 11 a.m. So nobody shovels here. We just kind of hang out in our fuzzy socks. But I hope you're doing good. We are going to get something at the end of the week, just like everybody else. So I'm excited about that. So yay, manifest some safe, warm, but lovely weather for everyone. So this week, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here joining me. I'm Soul Coach Michele. I am your co-creative life coach and your friendly neighborhood super woo. And this is a huge energy cosmic week, you guys, but it's good. It's good because we have had years, not just weeks, not months, years of just crazy cosmic stuff going on. But it was all good and helpful and transformative and healing. And even though, sometimes when we heal, it's not super feeling good in the moment, but as you come out of it that you're like, oh, phew, thank goodness. But I do want to remind you really quick before we hop into the stuff I jotted down from Spirit to share with you today and the cards. But if you are watching on Facebook or even YouTube, and you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, they have this new way of finding people, which I love. So if you head over to YouTube and in the search bar, you put the @ Soul Coach Studio, you will find my YouTube channel. And I would be so honored and grateful if you would subscribe, click the bell, and then give this video a thumbs up so YouTube knows you like it, and you will join me every Monday whenever you can thereafter for the replay. But the live stream for the weekly energy report is Mondays at 11 a.m. Central Time if you want to join live and comment like Rose. So I know there's a couple of you here. If you want to pop in and say hello, I'd love to say hello to you. Good morning. Announcements. So I have 2 announcements, and one of them is, first of all, I'm going to have 2 spots open in 2023 for my co-creative life coaching private sessions. If that is interesting to you, if you are working on, we're having some Mars and Mercury retrograde that muddles the mind, kind of happens most of the time at the end of the year, where we're trying to kind of collect our reflections and plan for next year all at the same time. So if you want some support around that, around putting those intentions and those goals into action and really bringing forward and manifesting that stuff, I would love to support you in that. And if that is something you want to talk about, I would love to talk to you. So there's a link in the blurb of this video for you to schedule a curiosity call if that's your jam, so we can talk about it. And also, the other announcement I wanted to share is I am doing my 2nd annual Reconnect, Realign, Manifest workshop, and that will happen January 14th. So it's right at the tail end of all those kind of mind muddling retrogrades to really reconnect you with your inner being, realign you with your soul values, your life purpose, and then kind of give you this map of how to set yourself up for manifesting next year. And that is going to happen Saturday, the 14th of January at 11 a.m. on a Saturday Central Time on Zoom. And you will, once you register, you get a workbook or a worksheet or play sheet, whatever you want to call it, an activity that you can do to kind of get ready for the workshop. And then we'll do some intuitive coaching and we'll talk stuff through and we'll really get you reconnected to your inner voice, which is going to be big next year. The energy for next year is all about reconnecting to your soul, your inner voice. And that's like my zone of genius that I help people do, is reconnect them to themselves so that they can start manifesting from that inner space instead of all these well-meaning, sometimes maybe not so well-meaning, outside other folks' opinions. And those, although they're well meaning, a lot of times can really muddle the mind even more. And that's what usually gets in the way of us getting to where we want to go. So, with all that said, if you are interested in hanging out with me for the workshop or working at a very close, cool, deep dive level, go ahead and check out those links in the blurb of these videos, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, depends on where they are, up or down. And join me and schedule your stuff in January. Okay. So there's that announcements and the weekly theme. Let's get down to business. Cosmic weekly theme. Oh, commencement. Lots of beginnings, lots of endings. That kind of stuff is all kind of the energy, but it doesn't feel yucky this year. It feels really, really, really good, y'all. It feels so good. So understanding, what does commencement really mean? Really, people think about, hey Nirvana, how you doing? Really, commencement means the ending or the graduation, right? That's what you're usually used to seeing, commencement, graduation or ending or culmination of your education, and then setting off on a new journey, a new life chapter. And that's really what I think is going on. So we had this year of this kind of tumult, right? Like you had the pandemic, then you had all the stuff that came out of it, then you had all this other crazy stuff. And so, and whether it is you're watching it as a collective thing, or you're kind of, I think all of us have kind of had a lot of inner stuff to navigate and to heal in connection with what's been going on in the outer world as well. And all that stuff, all that healing and that lovely, messy, cocoony stuff has prepared you for next year. And I think that's what's going to be so cool, because next year is going to be all about, because this was all about making boundaries, right? Because when we make boundaries, things get messy. First of all, we got to figure out what they are, then we start implementing them, and it gets messy. But once that is cleaned up, when we clean up our inner self where we need those boundaries, and then we start cleaning up relationships based on those boundaries, that's when you start seeing yourself as, oh, I have inner wisdom within me, in my bones, from my ancestry that's coming forth. And now I'm going to give it the voice that it has always wanted. I'm going to listen to it, knowing its wisdom and confidently in its wisdom. And I'm going to go forward with that as my guiding star instead of other people's feedback that is sometimes solicited, sometimes not solicited. And, that's where next year's going to shine, is you leaning into that inner voice. So let's get down to what's the cosmic flow? So I made some notes here that I want to share with you. So just a quick rundown, because there's a lot going on. We have Mars still in retrograde, right? So just, it's waning though. So you might have still some, feelings of mind muddle because we're not quite through it. That ends in January. But the mind muddle is still kind of there, but it's waning. So you're probably going to start seeing yourself choose stuff that's going on. Good morning, Tori. You're going to start seeing stuff kind of clear up and oh, okay. For me, I'm okay, what is my, what next year? Next year, I'm actually, this is not the thing. I thought it was, but that's not the thing. This was okay, just so you know, Mars in retrograde this whole time has been do I want this or that? And it's been choice, choice, choice. So this was my old flow plan for next year. Then, and I don't know where I put it, but over the weekend, clarity. And I have a flow that I cannot wait to share with you guys that is going to be super, super supportive and in your clarity. And I am no longer doing this programming. Like everybody tells coaches, you need to have a program. Well, to me, that's just more program you don't fucking need, right? So if I give you a flow instead of a program, doesn't that work better? Doesn't that feel better? So like, but I had to get through this to get to that. So it's almost like that mind muddle is starting to clear and how you're going to do things next year, whether it's you run your own business or you just have some goals you want to do in like getting a raise, a career, switching jobs, maybe finding that love of your life, maybe moving to a new space. All those plans, you might be thinking, well, I like that kind of house. Well, maybe I want to do this. And all of a sudden, things are going to start slowly coming more into clarity. It's not going to be one of these snap clarities. It's going to be like, okay, I'm going to calm down. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to look at all my choices that I laid out for myself since this started back in October, which was when Mars went retrograde. And you're going to start sorting, decluttering the ideas and sorting and finding the ones that really feel good, because that feel goodness, I'll get to in a minute, that's happening is really important as we head into next year. Second thing that's going on, Mercury retrograde pre-shadow happening now, started on the 15th. Mercury goes retrograde on the 29th of this month. So in this time, don't start freaking out. Don't worry. Again, remember, everything is an opportunity. So next week, we'll get more in depth about what all that's going to be. But right now, my advice to you, girlfriend said girlfriend or girlfriend to lovey, I'm going to tell you right now, it's time to look at your digital stuff. Declutter the email. Get that shit down to inbox zero. Answer the people you need to answer. Read all the stuff that you flagged that you wanted to read but haven't done it yet. Clear that shit out. Then go ahead and clear out your download folder. Clean up your digital footprint, okay? On your computer, your tablet, your phone. Why? Because it's taking up space and it's going to cause problems later. During Mercury retrograde, remember, computers and mechanicals and all these things, like it's going to be a problem. Like if your car needs an oil change and you've been putting it off since June, get your ass to the Jiffy Lube, okay? Because this is when you want everything kind of being like, and we can prepare as best we can. Stuff will probably still happen, but it'll be less impactful if you prepare. Like, here's the other thing. Contracts. You know how I am. I used to be in Muggle law. I was in Muggle law for 25 years. Now I'm in universal law, so I know both. And here's the deal. Contracts, the reason why contracts, people say, don't sign, don't sign. Contracts communicate, Mercury, communicate how you want a relationship, business or otherwise, set up, and you write it down, and these are my intentions. But when our mind is muddled, our communication isn't direct, and it's kind of clusterfuckery, and you try to make deals, our communication is off, and that's why things unwind contract-wise. So if you are already on the path of a contract, like you already have your intention set, that's one thing. If you're saying, I want to get engaged, either do it before the 29th or you're going to wait till the end of January. Okay, so if you're going to do the Christmas thing and you've been thinking about it for a while, get that shit handled. If you're going to sign contracts, also look at what's going on around you right now, because you're in shadow. Shadow means preview. The movie is coming. It's getting released on the 29th. These are your previews. Okay. Hey, Shaylee, how are you? And so make sure you kind of get your ducks in a row before Mercury retrograde goes retro full on the 29th. Now, here's the cool rest of the week. And this is all this week. Like the Mercury retrograde is next week, but the shadow's right now. So this is all this week. I'm not even talking about just the rest of December. I'm talking about just this week. We still got another week to go after this. So here we got more stuff. The 20th, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, because I'm doing this live on Monday. We have Jupiter, which is luck, expansion, and growth. It enters Aries. Aries is like the rocket fuel. Okay, it is the epitome of fire. It's the purest. And when I do readings, and I do tarot, I have my elemental tarot. And whenever I see fire, that is the energy of where the manifestation happens. Like water and air is where we kind of set our intentions and we add our vibration in. Earth is where it shows up. The fire signs are where the process of manifesting happens. So it is where you have to let go of the absence of that which you want and allow the universe to pick up that baton and carry it into. Okay. You're just taking inspired action. You're trying to force it. But so Jupiter, this area of growth and transformation and luck and expansion, all the things that we talked about, like I said earlier, right now, Mars being retrograde on the downslide is helping you get clear on what you want. And this jet fuel that kind of gets added in on Tuesday, and this will go all the way to May of next year. Isn't that freaking fabulous? So what's going to happen is right now, you're finally getting clear on your stuff. Yeah, Mercury's going to go retrograde, which might slow us down a little bit more. But what that it does is it allows you, because retrogrades are inward transformations. They're not about, the reason we get kind of like tripped up with them is because we are so focused on what's out here. And retrogrades are always an invitation to go within. Communication with self, meaning I'm going to listen to my inner voice and my inner wisdom. Okay. So if you can lean into that on top of this energy, what happens is you get some rocket fuel added to those intentions. That's why I'm running the Reconnect and Realign Manifest thing in January. So you're ready to do this so that it's clear and it'll help you. But anyway, so understand that that's going to be going on and it's going to rocket you forward. It's going to lessen that as that Mars retrograde energy of confusion around your goals and your intentions wanes. This will amp up. So it's a lovely kind of one of these that's going to happen there. And that will, and once all that other stuff, those retrogrades kind of release at the end of January in full, y'all, lovies, we gonna go forward like nobody's business. So then, and again, reminder, next year, overarching energy is all about listening to self, not the well-meaning outer opinions that have their own agendas, whether they know it or not. It's listening to the wisdom of your inner self, okay? And that's what's going to help propel you, because it's going to be that Jupiter in Aries thing, because Aries is also about feeling. I have friends who are Aries and they go with their gut left, right, and center, and they always have fun. Sometimes, yeah, they hit a wall, but they're like, ha, 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 I hit a wall, and then they keep going. So understand that, yeah, that's why as a Virgo, the Aries peeps can be a little bit of an annoyance, because I'm very like, let's plan everything. And they're like, come on, let's just go. And always it works out for them. Okay, so don't worry about that. Just remember, this is a feeling time, not a thinky time. So we gotta lean into whatever part of our chart is best around that whole, like, lean into the energy of the feel, going with your gut, okay? And then we have winter solstice, which I love, I love, I love. And winter solstice obviously is on the 24th. So that's Wednesday of this week. Now remember, the solstice is the shortest day of the year, meaning we have the most darkness. And everyone I know, I'm like one of the few people, but I'm a Pisces moon. So I love the whole fairy lights, being in the dark, feeling like you're in the womb, just chilling and being in your like inner world. That's a whole day of it. Talk about awesome. And so I personally believe that this Wednesday would be a lovely, lovely day to kind of kickstart that trust in your inner wisdom. Go maybe do some meditation around visiting with your ancestral people or the energy of the crone within yourself. Okay. So do that whole thing and do that little shadow work of saying, okay, what do I need to know? What do I need to listen to? Remind me of how beautiful I am. Remind me of how worthy I am. Remind me of how perfectly imperfect I am and how deserving and knowledgeable and capable I am. Go into that womb and charge up in the shadow, in the darkness, and give yourself that cool exchange of information, especially with like, and even if you're like, say in your 30s, okay? But imagine you're interacting with the crone version of yourself. And by crone, I want to be really clear. I love me some crone. I'm not talking about like the ugly old witch. I'm talking about the wise woman in your energy, the one that is more and more connected with the divine feminine. the one who will guide you, that inner self, that inner light of wisdom. And that's who I'm going to encourage you all to get have a sit down with during solstice. Yes, do all of your baking and putting your clothes in your oranges and doing all the things on solstice, and Yule and all that business. But this is a great time to really kind of start really learning how to connect and listen to your inner voice, okay? And then, like I said, y'all, busy week. Then on the 23rd, which is Friday of this week, we have new moon in Capricorn. And remember, Capricorn's the sea goat, and Capricorn is all about practical planning. They're very grounded and all that kind of stuff. So the invitation for this, just really quickly, new moon in Cap it says the peak. It's a peak, like peep peep, not peak like this, but like, what is it? Peek, 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 peek through the door of the next adventure. Because the solstice is kind of the closing. Granted, the bigger closing is Lunar New Year, which happens, I think, on next is in January. But right now, solstice is kind of putting like the official, like, okay, we're going to close the books and we're going to take a week and a half and chill and do like some merriment with Yule and Christmas and Hanukkah and all the things. But on Friday, when you do your new moon ritual, right? What we're doing is we're clearing the way. We might light a candle, play some music, get your journal out, get your favorite crystal, whatever your jam is. Okay. And maybe do a meditation around what conversation you had with your crone energy, with that divine wisdom energy on the solstice. And then ask that voice, what is it that I want? What is it that I want without the input of other people, without the input of other judgments or well meaning opinions? What is it that I want? And what does it look like if I'm living that way? What does that look like? And so this is a peek at whatever that is on Friday. Now, the invitation of all of this week is number one, allow yourself this quiet time. Allow yourself. Because I think a lot of times we're so busy. That's why people love the light, because we're programmed, we're domesticated into this idea, this thought that we're supposed to be busy all the time. And it's fucking exhausting. I'm sorry, but it is. That's why probably I love the nighttime, because I'm like, I can have my cup of tea. I can quietly watch one of my shows that I really like at 2 o'clock in the morning, and everything is cool. And there's not anybody else's energy there. That might be it. It might be because I can journal at that time. Whatever your thing is that you like to do, and you don't necessarily do it because you're always dealing with other people's stuff, that's the day. This is the week to kind of tune in and figure that out so you can take that habit into next year and make it daily. Okay. So allowing yourselves to get quiet, that's the invitation, and listen to your own inner wisdom, your own inner guidance system. I call it GPS, God particle system. Tapping into that and listening and asking it, what do I want? What do I want for myself? What does that look like? Okay. And then once you kind of have some ideas and you jot them down, because the new moon, right? We're jotting down our intentions after we're talking to our inner being, and we're going to plan. But not the kind of planning where you are forcing yourself. I got to do this many social posts. I got to do this much stuff. Or if you're trying to have a baby, I got to track my site. None of this. Okay. Because the Capricorn energy is sitting on top of the Jupiter in Aries, which is feeling. Just get on with it. Like, make some inspired action plans. So you ask self, well, if this is what I'm supposed to end up as, what would you suggest that I go do right now? What's something I can do today? And you might get inspired. And then don't think about all the hows and shoulds and shame and shit like that. Just go, oh, I'm supposed to send somebody a note, or I'm supposed to call this person, or I'm supposed to do this thing. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to take a left instead of a right here. Okay. Just go with it. That's the invitation. So what you're going to do is you're going to channel that energy, that Capricorn planning energy, into this wisdom. Like, you're going to use all that wisdom and that stuff that you download in this week and channel it in that new moon energy with here's how I'm going to implement this stuff, but I'm going to implement it from an inspired action plan and not just getting down with my planner and following, this one or that one's launch sequence if you're in business or what everybody else does. Because right now, I don't give a shit what everybody else does. I want you to tune into your channel and do what you feel you need to do. Remember, I just said feel. I didn't say what you think you need to do. Too much thinking. Feeling. It's like Violet from Downton Abbey, where she's like, thinking is overrated because it is. Okay. Now, I know you guys want cards, and I'm like going long on this one because it's a big deal. So, what do we need? We'll ask our little animals. We're going to shuffle. So, if that's our invitation, tuning into our own wisdom, right? And then channeling that energy, that excitement for life that we're going to get out of that wisdom. Because honestly, I'm telling you, this week at the end of it, you're going to be so excited about what's coming in a way that we've not been so since like 2018. And also, you're going to be like a total different version than you were then. So it's going to be this whole new energy. And it's going to be like, yes, I finally feel like I can live life again. And then it's going to and take that excitement and channel it into your inspired action plan. Okay. So what medicine is going to support us to do this? Like, because I know, trust me, I'm over here going, yay, we're going to do this. But I know that some people, myself included, might start thinking, and going, how, should. Stop. This is the medicine. We're going to pull this to say, okay, what can we do to choose? Because remember, your superpower, your magic is in your power of choice, okay, with everything. And don't take that politically. I'm serious. It's a power of choice is within everybody. Read the Viktor Frankl book about that, okay? Man's Search for Meaning, I think it's called. Because you get to choose every thought that comes in here. You choose who stays and who goes. So what medicine do we need to support us making the best and highest choice for ourselves as we navigate this really, really awesome energy this week? And here we go. Oh my God. You can't make shit up. That is so funny. Let's see this. And it's so funny because I know you guys are sitting there going, what cards did you pull? Because when I do readings, I was doing a reading with a client last week, and as I do it, I pull all the cards before I show them any, and I'm like, ooh, ee, ah. Okay, so just stick with me. You're cool. Oh, yes. Such a great Christmas week reading, Christmas, Yule, and whatnot. Because like Krampus ain't coming to my house because I may be naughty according to society standards, but I think Krampus loves me, so he's not gonna come here. Which I think that was on the 5th, but anyway. Okay, so our first thing is Stag Spirit, which I love this because talk about appropriate, right? Because who's coming? Santa. Who's he driving? Reindeer. So Stag, right? Take the lead. Who's in the lead? Rudolph, who when he finally listened to his inner voice, and was like, you know what? My nose is beautiful. Screw everybody else. I know what I'm doing. I'm a great leader. Y'all are followers, and Santa and I are going to save Christmas, right? So same thing here. Take the lead. Translation. All the stuff you want, the way to get it is to stay in integrity with yourself. Be a good leader for yourself, for your dreams, for what you want, which, yes, may involve, hey, I just need a sounding board, but choose your sounding board, folks, wisely. If you know a certain person in your life always judges you through their own lens, and it makes you feel icky, don't go to that person. Go to somebody who's in your corner and say, hey, how does this sound to you? Honestly, take the lead in your own thing. And then know, even if you get feedback that maybe doesn't match what you're thinking, know that that's their thing and you need to remain in alignment, taking the lead in your energy to move forward. So take the lead, listen to yourself, right? And then take that wisdom and translate it, channel it into an inspired plan of action. Support for this, Hawk Spirit. I've been seeing hawks left and right around here. Yesterday, we were driving, I don't remember where we were going. I think we were going to the grocery store. And hawk flew right over. We have like 2 or 3 hawks that live right in our neighborhood. It's the hawk hood. Let spirit be your guide. I mean, duh, right? Who am I telling you to tap into? Your inner being is part of source energy because you're an extension of source energy. So, of course, listening to spirit and letting spirit be your guide is a big part of that. So, remember, you need to take the lead, be accountable and resonant to your own voice, and know that that voice is channeled from source energy because you are source energy. And then lastly, remember, be gentle with yourself and compassionate as you do this because it's not easy to listen to yourself. We're programmed to listen to everybody else. Learn that love, and this is love is all around you. As you do this, surround yourself with love. Surround yourself with people who love what you're doing and who you are and really support you. Not the people that you seek approval from that maybe can never give it. You can love them, but sometimes they just don't know how to give you back what you need, and that's okay. It's time to look for the people that are in your corner. Know that love is all around you. So, this week, lots of energy, lots of support from our spirit animals. I love this so much. I love you guys so much. And really quick, just another quick reminder, if you are interested in either doing co-creative life coaching with me, I have 2 openings opening up in 2023. Go ahead and schedule your curiosity call now. It is free. We can chat all about what you need and what you think you want to work on together, and see if this would be a good match to do that work together. And then the other thing I have going on is that January 14th Reconnect, Realign, and Manifest workshop. Again, that link is also in the comments, or whatever blurb, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, which is either here or here. And I look forward to seeing you guys there. That class is actually just $20.23. Would love to see you there. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Yule, a happy solstice, happy Hanukkah if that is the celebration you're doing this week, or you're doing many celebrations. I have friends that celebrate both Christmas, Hanukkah, and Yule and solstice, all the things. So may you have a wonderful, love and light filled holiday week. Be gentle with yourself. Invite yourself in to listen to yourself because I know if you do and when you do, you will be exactly on the path that you know you're supposed to be, and you'll know it in your gut, and that is the energy that's coming in right now. So just really give yourself credit and confidence in your gut. Okay, I love you so much. Thank you, Shaylee. Happy holidays to you. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me today live. If you're watching the replay, hello. Thank you for joining me for the replay. And I look forward to seeing you. I'm still deciding if I'm going to do a live stream next Monday. It is posted that I'm not sure if I'm going to take off or not, but I will let you guys know. But until then, I will see you in the vortex. I love you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Mwah. Bye, y'all.